Yeah, Chris Grieco spent all the money on it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Roast Battle Chicago podcast. Our Italian host, Chris Grieco, is not here. I'm Matt, the competent and charismatic host for the evening. And this is the young and supple and smart Kevin Kellum.
Oh,
Kevin,
you didn't say Elder Statesman.
I didn't, because I'm not Chris Grieco. I'm not throwing you under the bus.
Chris couldn't be with us tonight. He's currently dealing with racketeering charges.
Because you know what it is.
He's a part of the mob.
They locked him up. They put him in the chopper. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, our guest today.
He's running an illegal fantasy football ring. That's what he's doing. It's modern, digital.
Yeah, he's
Leah Kayajanian is with us. How you doing, Leah? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're talking. We're drinking beers. We're drinking
Me too.
Modelo Especial, who's yet to sponsor us.
We are looking for an alcohol sponsor at this time. If that changes, we will blur these out.
We'll spend a lot of money on CGI, Justin. Producer Justin's gonna have to spend a lot of money when that big truck comes in with the money from Red Dog Beer. Like some awful beer that doesn't exist anymore. Leah, our podcast, we talk about roasting and all the BS that goes up with it. You start with comedy though, we know you from LA. Because you did LA roast battles out there.
Yeah.
But you started comedy like somewhere I didn't even know people could start comedy at. Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma City. That was the first I ever went up at the Looney Bin. It was my home club there. You guys know the Looney Bin?
Yeah.
Isn't there one in like Wichita as
There's
well?
Wichita, Tulsa. The Oklahoma City one just closed down. So it's gone.
Damn,
and there was
never
one
mind.
in Little Rock too.
Little Rock.
I don't know if that one's still there either.
So it's a dying chain. No, we love it. It's a great chain. Please book me.
I don't know. I honestly don't. I haven't been back there in years.
Okay.
But yeah, that was my first set.
Did you
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
I remember
Way
that
back.
year.
You do?
No, not at all. No, I was a toddler.
You were in grade
I was
school.
too. I was in college too.
I like how you both are like, you said college right as I said toddler. I was not a toddler.
How old are you? 12?
12 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 12
really
years
into
old.
the TikTok. Have you figured that out? The kids love the TikTok.
No, I haven't figured out the TikTok
I
yet.
haven't figured it out. Don't
When
worry.
you put
Thousands of
maybe
people
just
have
stay
watched
off
you
of
on
it.
it because of this asshole,
That's
running our
great.
TikTok.
Thank
yeah,
you.
dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Generally
Help me
speaking,
out.
they're fans. I can. Yeah,
could
that's
use
my
some
job.
help, actually, on that.
So you started in Oklahoma City. What's the scene like in Oklahoma City?
No, Normand.
Norman. I mean,
Well, no, I
Oklahoma.
lived in Norman, but I started in Oklahoma City.
How
There's
far
no,
away
like,
are they
two
close to
separate-
each other?
Yeah, the club was 45 minutes from my house. In
Gotcha,
Norman,
okay.
So not too far.
So you're doing that 45-minute drive just to do like a 4-minute.
Yeah, they used to
open
do,
mic set.
but it was an open mic and it was before the regular show where they had
Okay.
the feature, the MC, and the headliner. right?
Really?
So it was dope because you had like an actual crowd and weren't that many comics. So like
Was it
20
capped?
people would try to, they'd cap it at 10, but only like 20 would
Perfect,
show
yeah.
up. So, and if you got on one week, you couldn't go on the next week. But it's 4 minutes in front of a real crowd.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, and I got on the first time I went. I got drunk. I took a shot of Jaeger. Well, not one. Several.
Yeah, let's be real here. If you're still in college.
I look at you immediately like, wait, I was lying there for a
Yeah,
second.
no, why did I say
So
I
was
took
that your
a
first
shot?
mic? Was like a proper club
It was,
mic?
yeah, it was
sold
my
out.
first
so
time.
crazy, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so nuts because then you go to LA and it's like you're fighting to get 5 minutes in any club.
Yeah.
But I had done it for 5 years before I moved to LA. So
Okay.
So all in college, all throughout college.
I was in grad school at the time.
Oh, okay.
Not to-
Okay. Brag.
to throw that. Yeah, right.
Brag.
Wow,
What have I done with my degree? I tell dick jokes at night for beer
I
tickets.
know, it's ridiculous. The double life I've
Congratulations.
led. Thank you. For what?
Graduating
I'm still here.
presumably.
I'm still where you guys
yeah.
You brought up Boston earlier too.
I was born in Boston.
You're born in Boston.
That's where my family's
you
from.
don't do stand up in Boston.
No, I didn't. I moved when
Never
I was 11
have,
years
never
old.
will?
I did the Comedy Studio one time. and
But
then-
Boston strikes me as much more of like a roasting, ball busting town.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's just like the accent. They
Yeah.
just sound like aggressive for no reason. Like,
My question is so their first mic ever. It's at the club. How did you stack up? Did you feel like first mic ever did pretty good? What's the first mic story if you got one?
I think I did better than
You
I
blacked
thought I
out?
would. No, I didn't. I mean, I was drunk. Like, and people
Yeah.
like me better when I'm drunk, and have
Yeah.
told me that several times.
Very
So
cool.
yeah. So I mean, I think I had it For a first set, it was pretty good, and somebody recorded it, so I actually have.
Do you have it?
I do. I have the first set I've ever done.
And let's pull it up right now.
There it is. It was
wow,
it was an audio recording. Yeah,
Bangs.
never.
Aggressive choice.
2000, what's the like the bump it the hair thing?
Yeah, Snooki had it in Jersey Shore.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, don't worry, someone's gonna scream at us. Yeah, we're dudes. We
It's
don't.
like-
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's like
Thought you guys would get there.
no,
never
no,
mind.
it was the hair thing. I just called the bump it. It was
Yeah,
like,
something like that. The bump it.
The
I had
Jersey
a short
Shore.
haircut. Is that what you're
Okay.
talking- where it was like
It was the
kinda-
2006 hair.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't even remember the hair. I think it was like chin length.
You still got it? No, I'm joking.
You going more the Claire Danes look in mid 2000s?
No, I can't. I don't have the face for
Okay.
a Claire Danes
All right.
look.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have
Okay.
Claire
Okay,
Danes'
so
face.
you start off there, and then you move to LA. Did you move to LA for comedy, or was it just
Yeah,
convenient?
I was gonna be famous, guys. I was
Yes.
gonna make it.
Well, you're on the
big
pod,
time.
so I think
Yeah,
that's
We're
pretty
yeah.
gonna make it. Wait in line at the Comedy Store, and then you drive home because you couldn't get on stage.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, that was.
Yeah.
I did
we-
get on there though.
There, but
Yeah.
you got on there
I
eventually.
got on there
Nice.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the story there? How does it like to? Because we know now that you've done the roast battle out there numerous times. Kind of what was the progression like out there? What does it look like to kind of get in there?
The roast battle in particular, or
Yeah.
oh, okay. So
Or anything. I mean, if you think it's more interesting to talk about the club in general.
well, I
you
didn't know
can
if you were
talk.
talking about the store or not.
Yeah, we'll talk about the store. Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, so I started at the store going, like you said, waiting in line, trying to get in, and
Yeah.
it's this big crowd of people, and then they pick people, at random, but really they're just like looking at the names and putting who they want.
That's
on.
so funny.
So, if you're lucky to get in the top 15, and now like 150 people sign up every week to get
Wow.
on there. When I did it, it was
150.
like 45 to 50, which is still a lot. But
Very yes.
There's just that many people who want time on stage.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got on and I did well, so that was good. And so
Yeah.
then they start putting you on a little later and a little later, and
Yeah.
they start purposely putting you on. So I got that, and then I
Yeah.
passed through the open mic to the friends and family stage of the Comedy Store, and
Interesting.
that is where I lie. To this day, I never got
Your name's
beyond-
not on the wall.
No, I never got the name on the wall.
The big Sharpie.
So I'm
or
not bitter
whatever?
about it. It's totally cool, guys. It's totally fine that for 8 years I was in friends
You
and
go back
family.
there and you're like in the bathroom and you look down on the floor and your name's on the floor of the women's bathroom.
Right. Hey, my name's all over the bathroom.
A lot of call for a good time.
Yeah, right?
That's so funny. Okay, well that's impressive. Yeah, I really I saw a documentary on the store, but I never really did any I don't really know what the passing process.
There's that whole series on Showtime. There's a
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
series.
They were
on
doing
it.
that while I was doing it, so it was like the series
Wow.
is coming.
And
up.
you didn't make it in. You didn't sneak yourself into any shots.
No, I mean I got spots because if your friends and family can call
Absolutely,
your
yeah.
bills, and you get spots, and they'd put me on a lot, and I
That's
talked
nice.
I keep being like, hi.
And
I'm
you were
still
there,
here."
and you were there, and you're
But I
showing
don't-
face.
I don't know. I don't have a thing. I feel like people have a thing.
I get
and
that.
there's-
Yeah.
You know.
But you're very good at roast battle, and so you friends and family, and you eventually start doing roast battles there. Kind of, what are the highlights, or kind of what are the perks of doing roast battle in LA? Like, what is?
And you were doing it when the Comedy Central show happened too.
Oh yeah, I started. Well, I just heard the show was super cool, and a lot of people were there, and it was in the Belly Room. And have you guys ever been to the Belly Room?
No.
It's a small room, and it's upstairs, and that's where most of my spots were too.
Yeah.
And if you pack that out, the energy in that room, because the ceilings are low,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those rooms where you're like, oh, nothing's better than this if it goes well. You know what I mean?
a perfect comedy space.
Yeah. And so they did the roast battle there. Roast battle's hugely popular, and they are, going crazy every Tuesday night in that room. So it was something that I went to once, and I think they had just started maybe a year they'd been doing it.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm afraid to do this. I should do this. Because I was at that point of comedy where I was like numb to everything. Where
Yeah.
nothing
You have to do
scared me
something to
anymore.
challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think a
like-
lot of the roast battle regulars in Chicago are at that space right now. Too.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
people we get who've been doing it, but I'm not getting past here, or I'm doing some burb shows and I need something else, or people are in that writing block. When we had Jessica Misitano, great episode with Jessica Misitano.
I love
Come on.
Jess.
Yeah.
And she kind of talked about the same things. Like I was like, you're built for this. You're mean and
Definitely.
you have this you ball bust with people. Like you're perfect for it. But sometimes people don't see it until they start doing it because it's a specific type of writing. It's like if
Yeah.
if you were playing a team sport and then suddenly you're like, I'm going to go in the Olympics and run track. You have to use some of the
Yeah.
same muscle, but it's like a completely different
It's one specific
objective
thing.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
So you're doing belly room. And then
So
you
I'm
start
the
doing
belly
roast
room,
battles.
and
And
I
how
see
does that
people
go?
doing the roast battle. The first one I ever do, Oh my God. So I was the night before. I had bed bugs at the time, and I'm
Whoa.
like, and people in LA. I don't know if people have ever done this there.
How
but
bad were they?
So it was like so traumatic. It was a huge trauma of my life, and I'm not even joking.
An old boss of mine had bed bugs once, and he's like, one time he was talking about it, and he literally was like, I can't. And he had like a meltdown. He's like, I'm so afraid of them. And I was just like, how bad?
It's the worst thing ever. And I was allergic to them, and my husband at the time, my boyfriend, was not. And so I was getting like eaten alive, and he wasn't. But it was just like these. It was awful. It was awful.
Skip
but anyway,
Yeah.
in LA, people run their roast jokes at open mics, and I've never seen anybody do that here. I don't know if they do it here.
What?
I like that better that they don't.
They go up to a mic and like, this is what I have to say
and
about
everybody
so-and-so?
fucking hates you. Everybody is like, oh my God.
What?
Yeah, because they're like, why are you doing this here? We don't even know who
Lock
that is.
yourself in a room and say it to yourself. What are you doing?
My roommate Tito has been on the show and has done roast battle. He'll run jokes by me and stuff like that too. That's fun.
That makes more sense.
That's like we're writing at a panel, like we're writing at a table and stuff like that too. I get that. But that would be super fucking annoying if someone's like, you've been waiting for 45 minutes. So you're like, hey, you know that person that was here half an hour ago?
Or that you don't even know?
This? Yeah, or you guys know so-and-so. Yeah.
Well, I did that, but then, before I went on, I never got a chance to run the jokes, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I never, because I was dealing with the bed bugs.
Yeah.
And I went against this dude, and, this is a very nice dude, but he hadn't prepared fucking at all. And he told me.
He also had no bed bugs, so he's already coming in with an advantage.
No bed bugs, exactly.
Yeah.
No
and
excuse.
He, right before the show, was like, just so you know, I'm going after Jeff. And I'm like, what? Jeff Ross? And he's like, yeah, I'm going after Jeff Ross because he's a judge of the show. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And we get introduced and we go out there. And no, he literally means that instead of roasting me, every joke he goes after Jeff Ross. And he's not particularly, like the first one I think Leah did because everyone was like, oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then after that, he starts pissing people off, and Leslie Jones is in there. And that's the other thing about the belly room is that like the craziest celebrities are just there. Right?
Is Leslie on panel or is she just hanging out?
She's just hanging out, but she is drunk, and this guy is fucking pissing her off.
That's
and
so
she
funny.
grabs the mic, and she
While the show's going on.
Well, the show's going on. Well, and my jokes are not landing great, but
Okay.
But you're also
this
in a weird
guy's like,
environment. If your partner isn't sending you going back and forth with you, it's
he's
weird.
giving me nothing. It's super.
Yeah.
But also, my jokes sound like I'm a late night monologue. I'm
Gotcha. Yeah, you're still figuring it out
like
too.
I'm figuring it out, yeah. And she is screaming at him. She's like,
No
and then
way.
we build up to. I think we're in the second. I don't know if second round.
Okay.
And he keeps doing it, and she jumps up. Like she's gonna be, people have to hold her back because she wants to beat this guy's ass. She rants into the mic. She drops the mic down, like tosses it down, and then leaves. And then we're all just like in this stunned silence.
That's so crazy.
And the biggest laugh I get is I say, "Do I even have to be here to win this thing?" Huge laugh. The wave comes out, and that was the only time in that room that I ever riffed. And it was like, the right thing to say at the time. But also,
Riffing
like,
is so big in Chicago, I feel like.
I'm not good at it.
Dude,
I mean, I'm good at talking to people in the crowd, but legit talking to them.
I would counter that you're very good at it. I would counter that you're very good at it. One of my favorite, like, back and forth where it felt like people were getting off the page with their jokes was you and Adam, and you may have been on the page with jokes, but it didn't sound that way.
That was the cocaine.
No, that would be
back and forth about
you were. It's worth
yeah.
noting you were with child at the time, and Adam is doing a joke about how he brings up your nose, and so he brings up your nose.
Great nose joke.
And he said you were going to spend the entire last month of your pregnancy just developing the baby's nose, which I thought was very, very well done.
One of the best nose jokes I've ever heard.
At the same time,
honestly,
adorable.
I've heard a million.
At the same time, adorable.
Yeah,
it was like a sweet, like, here's a love letter to your child. You know, like, it was very nice. And then you're like then you brought up how this nose is as big as him, and then he goes back. My nose isn't that crooked. It was just a perfect back and forth.
Yeah, that was fun.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Do you have that,
a lot of fun
Justin?
here.
Do you want to pull up that clip?
Do you have that like little last sequence there or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's towards the end of their roast. Let's pull it up. Let's watch it. I know we just literally talked through the entire bit, but yeah, it's right before the judges talk. Well,
that big fat head.
Kevin.
Fucks. Leah is 8 months pregnant. This is true. At this point in development, the baby has a brain. It has internal organs. It's got 1 month left And Leah's body is going to spend that entire month developing its nose.
I loved it. I loved it. Yeah.
Good job.
It was a kiss. See, you blew a kiss.
That's good. I do have a big nose. If my nose were a person, it would be Adam.
Beautiful. You wrote that one ahead of time, though, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, see, now that's a written.
Get the battle going. There we go. See?
I live for that.
I will never be that crooked.
I will never be that crooked.
You'll be that lumpy.
You'll be that lumpy should have gotten more, but people were too.
Crooked, no. Lumpy, yes. You look like you masturbate to a diagram of the female reproductive system.
We can pause it there. We'll end it there. Yeah. Adam loves Drift. That was a great one. That was a great back and forth between the two of you.
It was fun. I mean, it was
Yeah.
fun roasting Adam. He's a cool guy.
That was a fun night.
And also, he's a total sweetheart.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Also, his stuff isn't never like. Sometimes people get up and they do a roast battle and they want this illusion of like the people don't get along. Whereas Adam he'll take the ones you throw at him and he'll just immediately like turn it into something on him, and then it's a bouncing back at you, and then you're like, well, even if he loses, I don't hate the guy.
Yeah.
Like and that's a genuine exhibition of who he is as a real person. Whereas I go and I'm just like pro wrestler mode. I gotta make it look like I hate this person.
Yeah,
And maybe I do.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, but it was really, really sweet the way you guys both handled it. It was nice. It was odd to say that.
That insult was so sweet. That insult was so sweet.
It's so adorable how he made fun of your personality and ethnicity with a dog structure.
Kevin turns into a baby when it comes to roast.
Goo goo gaga.
Yeah, you're really
I've had enough
romanticizing
babies.
this.
My breasts are just leaking. Oh, God.
You did these battles for us recently while you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Does that give you more? How does that happen? Like, I'm not saying.
How does that happen?
Why
What do
are
you
we
mean?
going like
Oh,
this?
Kevin.
The pregnancy? Or
Kevin
No.
does not understand pregnancy. He's
Oh,
like,
listen.
explain
How
to
are
me
babies-
how is there a baby inside of you?
I've heard things, but the boys just say stuff on the playground.
Kevin genuinely is an adult toddler. Okay.
How are babies made? Boys and bees.
How? So you're doing comedy and then you're pregnant and you're still doing comedy?
Does that happen when you hold hands? No, but I mean, was being pregnant, did that create a different challenge for doing comedy and writing jokes or anything like that? Or did it just give you more time to like, all right, I'm here.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's
for
more
roast
boredom.
battle.
I mean, there's
Okay.
nothing to do. I can't do anything.
You got somewhere to put your notebook too. You just
Yeah,
put it
exactly.
Right there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I can. By the third trimester, if you guys don't know about trimesters of pregnancy,
Please
you're kind of like done with
pray
it,
tell.
and then you're just kind of like,
That's like the third
Give
period of
more-
a hockey game.
Yes. No, it's more like the
Sports.
fourth actually.
Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
there's only
Sports
three.
analogies. There we go. Got to bring the fellas in. We can't lose them. We
I
can't
know
lose
sports.
them. I know
They call me
sport.
coach.
You're a coach. I know.
Yeah, coach. Yeah,
We're
I don't know.
aware.
I was nothing to do, and it was
Yeah.
fun to put. I mean, the only thing I had to look forward to is eating. You know,
Okay.
so it's
Yeah.
like, there's
So you're saying you're done with roast battle now? You had the kid.
no,
you're good.
I want to get back into it, but now I have 2 children under 3. You know, or
Who do you
Do
want
the children inspire your rage?
The children.
no comment.
No comment. You're
They're
there.
too young to like look this up when they're like teenagers and be like, Mom hated me when I was 3 years old?
No, they're sweet. I
Yeah.
love them. They're great.
There you go.
Yeah.
Does what does the husband think when you go out and you're because doing roast battle is different than just
Yeah.
going up and telling dirty jokes to begin with? Because I've met your husband. He's a very, very sweet man.
Yeah.
Met him at one of the shows. He's a very nice guy. Is he supportive? Do you run the jokes by him? You're like, hey,
Yeah,
look at a
I
picture
do
of this
run the-
person. Do you think they
Yep.
look like a mongoloid or a goblin? Which one do you think is more appropriate?
Yeah, I run jokes by him. Sometimes he'll help me punch it up.
Okay.
Like, oh, say it like this. You know,
Right.
he was a comedian. I say was. He still is. He doesn't really do it. So I mean, it's like
Okay.
that's
Did
how
you
we
guys
met.
meet? Oh yeah, presume.
We
What's
met.
the story?
We met at an open mic
Wow.
at the Comedy Store. We met outside
Oh,
the
at the
Comedy
store,
Store
really?
waiting to go
Okay.
on, and we just kind of I mean, we went to Mike's together. We were friends at first for
Yeah,
a long
yeah.
time. Then we were like off and on. We had like a tumultuous thing for a while.
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, that's definitely, he's going to be excited
will
to
they,
talk
won't
about
they?
that, right?
Comedians
You know?
with tumultuous relationships early
Yeah.
on. Classic.
Yeah, and but it was
Taylor's
like we
oldest
were
time.
always really close.
You had a
Yeah.
you had a Dawson Pacey type relationship until you settled
yeah.
it before the season finale.
Yeah, I can't remember Dawson.
I have no idea what he just
I
talked
think.
about.
That's Dawson's Creek. That's a
Yeah.
show that adults watch.
Yeah, we
Matt.
saw it.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
There we
You're
go.
an adult now, not
Yeah.
a toddler anymore?
No,
You go
I'm
and
back
forth.
to adult.
Oh, okay.
He's back to adult mode. He still has no idea how babies are made.
I'll
Blue
figure it out
Spark-
eventually. I'll figure it out.
He was-
So we do the roast battle in Chicago. It's different than LA.
Mm-hmm.
We're told it's different. Jeff Ross tells us it's different. We have Jeff on the show, and we tell him we do 7 jokes. He goes, "They do 3 or 4 in LA. You guys are You guys are animals." I remember he said, "You guys are animals."
Yeah.
What's the difference between like doing battle shows here and battle shows in LA? Because
Yeah.
you did the battle shows and like went really, really far with it too.
Yeah, I did. I did it for a long time, and I think I mean, it's hard to answer that question because I'm a different person now. I took it It's weird to say this, but I took
Really?
it
Okay.
too seriously when I was there.
Interesting.
So here I found it more fun because I'm not taking it as
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
I'm not taking it serious, but like
We do have some
I'm trying
people
to have fun.
Yeah, we do have some people that take it too seriously.
Yeah. Well, I used to get accused of, what do you call it? Bitch face, but not.
RBF, resting bitch face.
Yeah. But like, I never changed my face. Like, people were afraid of me. Like, I never changed my expression on stage. And then one of the last battle I did in LA before this recent one, Jeff actually, I mean, I could go on and on about my feelings about it, but
Yeah.
I was mad at
Yes.
the end of it. And he called me out and he says, Leah, why don't you smile or something? Are you having a good time? And I took it like, you're telling a woman to
no.
fucking
Oh,
smile.
no.
I didn't say anything though. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was too mad, and I
Yeah.
never said anything back to them, which I regret.
Wow.
But
You
I
hold
said
the grudge
something-
to this day.
No, now I'm like, I think he meant I looked pissed, and I
Okay.
was pissed. and
Yeah.
I'm not having fun. I really am not having fun.
Well-
I think that's what he meant.
Well,
you know?
tying this back into like your first battle story is like if someone's not having fun on stage and the other person is, the person that's having fun is winning, and the crowd can see it.
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
same way, it's like if you're telling jokes and your partner's not telling jokes back, like it's not good. Like I was watching a battle. I'm not gonna name the battle, but it was a regular. Somebody does the show a lot, and then someone who's like just not a very good roaster. And it was like it's a very good comedian, but when they're roasting someone bad, it's like they looked terrible because they'd say a great joke, and then the person would just say a dud, and then be like, "I'll write this one," and the crowd would be like, "Ha ha ha." And the person would be a dud. And at some point,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, dear God, you're killing the man. Just,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know, oh,
exactly.
God.
It's no
Do we
fun
ring
to
the bell
watch.
early?
Yeah.
And it's like they're trying to riff, especially if someone's good. If you're like one of the riffers here, if you're like a comedian that riffs a lot, and someone's like giving you nothing to work off of, then you kind of look bad by association. If your strategy going into it is to be like, I'm gonna kind of play what they give me, see what they got, and like kind of play it by ear, and they're really bad, then it's just like, what do I do here? Like what?
Yeah.
I roasted. I've done a few roasts now in the city. I roasted Riley Cosgrove, who's a good friend of mine, and we roast each other all the time. He's like a good sport about it. When I roasted him on stage, he was like, "Oh my gosh, why would you say that?" Oh no. He'd be like, dude, but like and it was just like,
jokingly, or he
yeah,
meant- okay.
no, like seriously, like he
no.
sold it, and I was like, dude, like. Our dynamic person to person is very funny.
Yeah.
What you're doing on stage right now is making me look like it was kind of like the perfect sabotage, right?
Yeah.
But it kind of like made the show bad. It made the and I just remember being like, okay, well now I just look like an asshole,
Yeah.
and it's not funny.
Which
'cause-
is no different than most days, Matt.
yeah. Well, now I'm an asshole on stage, and that's
We don't say that in front of the customers, Kevin.
no, but it's like your first battle though. It's like sometimes the dynamic of like person to person matters a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it always matters. I mean,
Yes.
I battled in LA Alex Hooper.
Yes.
And not only is it like
America's Got Talent, right?
Yeah, he's
Familiar.
so great, so funny. And
What did he do? Did he do dog
Epic
act?
battle.
Was he a magician? What did he do on America's Got Talent?
He roasted.
roasted.
He
Oh.
roasted the judges.
I'm
Every week.
I'm joking of the bullshit that goes on.
I'm pretty
America's
sure
Got Talent.
every week he roasted I am good for him. I'm shocked he made it as far as he did because he made it to like the quarterfinals, I think.
I saw
Did
it.
he?
I
I
saw
actually
his
did-
stuff, and it was
Sorry,
it was
but I mean, he did
entertaining.
really well. He
It
definitely
was a
did well.
clever way to just keep
Oh, yeah,
yourself
he
on
was great.
television. It was not designed for him to win this thing. It was designed for I just
I
want to get like
mean-
3 big spots on TV.
Well, from the background of that, I think they were looking for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
went at him that way, like, hey, you're not
And
going to
also
win. But
the people that tune in that show, it's entertaining for them because they like those judges.
oh yeah,
You know,
for
like
sure.
that, those are the
exactly.
only.
He was a heel,
Yeah,
right? He got
exactly.
to be a heel.
Heel, baby. That's right. Wrestling terminology. I love it.
I
By,
know
like-
that one. Yeah.
Because I remember, at some point, I saw his like final appearance, and I was like, "This guy's still on the show," and it was like that. It was like, "You're clearly not gonna win it," and it was just like he was like, "Simon looks like that," and I was like, "Come on!" Like it was just
I
like,
think he very much knew what he was there for.
yeah.
And,
I mean, bless his
he's-
soul.
And he and I had a really, really great
How was the battle?
too.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. We were battling for the number one. I was the first. I was the
champion
number one
spot.
for like 8 hours, I like to say. And then he
Whoa.
took it from me in that battle. It was very close. I
Really?
definitely could have won. I kind of choked my last joke.
You could have been America's Got Talent.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying like.
Oh, I'm
No,
just saying.
I never
No,
would've
you're
been
not.
on
I
America's
am.
Got Talent.
I think you would do a great roast of Howie Mandel.
No, I wouldn't have done it like that. He's too inventive.
I don't
know
think
what I
you
mean? Like, he
need.
did-
I don't think you need the country of America to tell you have talent. I think you know that yourself.
Oh,
All right.
So
So what I was gonna say about him, he's great because he gives you the response you want. Like
yeah.
his facial expression when you make a joke about him,
He's selling it for
he
you.
sells it for you.
Yes,
He
yeah.
sells the joke.
That's another.
It's huge.
It's another wrestling term is called registering. You're registering that somebody said something and did something to you.
Yeah.
And you're playing it to the back of the room. You're giving the person who's performing with you something.
Yeah, and he did. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
If you're listening, for whatever reason, that was
Bless
dope.
your soul.
Bless your soul.
Bless your sweet soul.
And you do have talent. And it doesn't take.
Yeah, and he's
As does America.
As does many people and the great. You only the 49. I don't want to include Alaska and Hawaii because let's not be ridiculous.
That's 48 without Alaska.
The low, I'm going with the 48. I don't like to
Yeah.
include the freak states.
The
Wow.
freak states.
No,
Wow.
they're not
I can't
freak
be
states.
associated with this.
There we go. We're not now. Our
This is
Juneau,
it.
Alaska show is fucking done.
Kevin's two Modelo's in. He can't do basic math, and he's calling Alaska and Hawaii the free.
The freak
Also, you guys haven't told me how these babies are made.
Kevin off
Blue
camera.
sparks.
Off camera.
Like on Look Who's Talking.
Have you ever played The Sims?
the Sims.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
All right. Okay. Cool. I'll just do some googling. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great. Do you want to? Let's go through. Do you want to pull up the Bob Keane roast real quick, and we're just gonna pull through that, and let's just talk about some of the highlights of that one, and we'll just kind of
Bob Keane.
break down.
Bob Keane.
Bob Keane was your first roast battle in Chicago. How from doing your last roast in LA to your first roast in Chicago, how big of a time gap was that? Was it?
Well, weirdly, I did one. I went to LA in June and battled while I was there.
Damn, who's that host?
Who's that asshole?
Hey, that's my asshole.
Hey.
So what were you saying?
I did one in June in LA, but that was kind of just
Yeah.
like I wanted to get back into it.
You're on
I
your way
wanted to-
back.
Yeah. So, but the last one I had done was when I was pregnant with my daughter, but nobody knew I was pregnant.
Whoa.
So I was like 11 weeks pregnant. So it was 2018. Yeah, it was December 2018. It was also a title match. It was for,
Whoa, against two.
and I also lost.
Can you name? Did
Toby
you lo-
Morishanu.
No, don't know Toby. I probably should.
I battled him twice. I beat him the first time. I lost to him. the
And not
second.
when it mattered.
I mean,
Okay.
we can get into it. but
Did you?
I got a lot of
Did
issues
you?
with
Did you
that one.
exclusively lose title matches?
Right?
Do you have a history
choker,
of choking?
guys. I'm a choker
Okay,
from way
don't
back.
do the
Because
championship.
That's what I say to my husband. I'm like, am I a choker? Am I?
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, don't
Well,
get
that's
too
really
emotional
between you and
here.
your husband. I mean, we don't have to get into it.
Yeah, we don't need to.
I'm always choking on him.
Hey! What a nice thing to say about your husband.
I know, right?
What a phenomenal compliment. That is-
Ladies, say violent things about your man's penis, just to other people
Just-
who are around when it's recorded. It's a sweet thing to do. It's
Skip,
sweet
skip
thing
a
to
few
do.
minutes and let's just get into the middle of things here.
Let's get into the meat. This is Bob Keane, the walking punchline and punch bag of Chicago comedy.
Yeah, we're doing a roast of Bob Keane.
Leah
So.
looks great, like for her age. She's 40, but when you see her on stage, she looks like she's just started comedy.
A little rough for Bob.
Second baby, and your pussy's still tighter than your 5 minutes.
Oh man, Bob used to co-host a podcast called Blood in the Sand. Of course, listening to Bob for an hour should be called Blood in My Ears.
Oh shit! Your social media is nothing but boring pictures of your family. In college, you used to yell "Boomer" sooner, but your social media just screams "Boomer."
You got to set that you went to Oklahoma
Bob
for that
stands
to make
up for a
sense.
woman's right to choose.
I love
Good
this.
for you, Bob.
And then sits back down because she ain't choosing him.
You want to pause it real quick?
The sheer joy as you hold your mic like it's a designer purse and hand off to your side. Oh, did that one hit Gucci?
My highlight of this, I don't know if anyone saw this, but while you're telling the joke, Jess Masatano takes a hit of a vape and then blows it out behind you. You watch enough roast battles, you start watching the judges in the background. It's my favorite thing. So I'll go back and rewatch a battle, and like Justin, whenever you shoot it like this, you can see like one or two judges, and the expressions of what they're doing in the background is always so funny. Or like every now and again, we'll put someone at the high top in the back chair, and you'll be like sitting in the back the whole time, and like either they're really into it or they're not at all, and it's very funny either way.
Yeah.
Because that
We need to
person's
get an
completely
audience
independent
cam,
from the panel.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
That's
what-
one of the like long-term missions is to get like an audience cam that like is like really covert, like so no one really knows. It's posted like, hey, you could be on camera, but it's like you don't know for sure.
Well, people sometimes they do. Zanies, where Chris Grieco's at tonight. Zanies does. They have like a, I think it's like some sort of GoPro setup where there's a GoPro on the back behind the stage where it's an over the shoulder of the comedian. And yeah, I love when they have audience cams. Hey, get me a Modelo too. Thanks for asking, Kevin. Anyway.
Of course.
Modelo, our sponsor, and as of now, the drink of champions. Now, that can change any given moment. If you want to reach out, sticksandstonesroastbattle@gmail.com. We're trying to get a sponsor, unironically.
I know
right now.
you said that already.
I'm not joking. We're very serious about this. We're here to sell out.
Smooth.
All right, you can keep going. We can press play. Your posture is very funny after that one.
Leah has a podcast as well, and on her podcast, her nickname is Coach. And judging
Talked
from those
about
uncomfortably broad shoulders, it's field hockey.
That's broad shoulders.
What's your beef? Which after the second kid, the answer's going to be shredded.
That's I like
good
that
joke.
one. I like that. That one deserves more from the crowd.
Bob, have a little respect. I'm creating a person. What have you made? I mean, besides a fuck doll out of old t-shirts.
That's a fun one.
You're really going to hate when I tell you who those t-shirts used to belong to. Leah's married. Her husband runs a lot of 5Ks, which, because when you're married to her, you just want to run away. He's also a Dallas Cowboys fan, so you know what happened to her nose.
That's a very good joke.
And a big nose. At least they have one memorable trait.
You want to pause it? So I love, because that's like, that was a written comeback, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was just assuming. You
No,
said,
I
you
was,
said you don't
like-
riff, so I figure now.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. That was
I love that if you did, you're on here. If you did plan that comeback, I like how it's not just a generic like big nose comeback. Yours is like big nose and then specific to whoever you're roasting.
Oh yeah, that's what I try to do because
Yeah.
I mean I know they're gonna have a nose joke. Right?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Everyone comes for the nose, right? Everyone.
How could you not though? I mean, if you didn't, everybody in the crowd would be like, "What the fuck?" Right? Like nobody's
I
gonna
don't-
bring up.
yeah.
I mean, what you look like is the
Is
very first thing you go
100%.
at, you know, and what they want you to go at because that's what they can see. I feel like.
Especially in the clips, we see it where people just watch the clips. Like Tito has
Yeah.
these fingerless gloves that he wears for some
Exactly.
reason, like he's a roadie of Guns N' Roses or some bullshit. And he'll wear them, and then people in the comments don't call you by your name; they call you by traits. And they say, "No one does anything towards gloves guy. Whenever he's wearing gloves, you gotta talk about his gloves." I'm so happy someone talked about gloves guy's gloves.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Whatever they can see, if you can bring it up.
Yeah. No, I just,
Will you explain the Dallas Cowboys joke to me? I don't
The Dallas Cowboys in the 1990s, a popular NFL
Yeah.
franchise.
Well,
Are
I
you
know
aware of that?
I'm
The
very aware of
National
the
Football
Cowboys.
League? Are you
Trust
aware?
me.
So
I know a lot about 'em.
In the 90s, they had several players when they were still at the top of the league who got brought in for domestic abuse.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh damn, that's a deep cut.
It's also
though.
like a running joke that like Dallas Cowboys fans like beat their wives. like,
And
the wife beating joke.
Yeah,
I see,
yeah,
I
yeah,
see,
'cause
I
they're
see.
like-
I
it's like-
missed it. Sometimes I don't get it also, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, they're like trashy Texans is like the stereotype, and so it's like there's like a thing online where like Cowboys fans beating their wives.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Now I
Plain
get
and
it.
simple. Shout out to the Cowboys. Sponsor us. We're looking for a sponsor. Have I mentioned that we're looking for a sponsor?
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Really, go Cowboys, though. Please, God.
The official team of Roast Battle.
The official NFL team.
Hey, we don't care if your fans beat their wives or not.
Hey, it's football, baby.
All right. We're cutting that. That doesn't make the final
That
cut.
doesn't make the
Don't you
that
dare
line.
cut that. If I see that cut, I'm going to say something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to post something?
Yeah.
Matt Banwart's dishonesty as of recent has been
Yeah.
quite frankly
I'm
appalling.
going to opposite me to you.
Yeah.
Like he,
To me.
Yeah.
So we're about to give Bob the business here. Bob is wearing his best. I don't know. He's wearing a tracksuit that like a weird Eastern European guy wears
old
when he
Russian
sells
guys.
children's cigarettes.
What's funny is I have a lot of Adidas tracksuits.
Okay.
So I also could have easily been wearing
If we do a
Adidas.
rematch, you guys should both wear
I
tracksuits.
think I might.
That would be
Yeah.
That's
funny.
fun.
I couldn't fit into them at the time, but
All right, yeah, press play. Let's see more of this.
Leah, you are Armenian, right? Okay, I did want to like add that context because I find that Adidas bit quite funny. No.
oh God, yeah. There you go. That's for you.
You look like you eat all your meals in bed.
Short, sweet.
Where else are you supposed to eat pussy?
Strong counter.
Well, since we're on the subject, Leah's nose is so crooked, cocaine has to take the scenic route. She has what's best described as an Armenian nose, which is like a Jewish nose, but nobody remembers your genocide.
Run him up and then you put him
That's
down.
interesting because taking the scenic route is what Bob's girlfriend calls it when he's trying to find her clip.
That was a great one. That's a great ride.
Look at
Bob does a little jump for joy. Did you see that?
deliver her clip. My baby's kicking right now.
I love this.
Oh, it's Morse code. He's saying, so that's what a pussy looks like from the outside.
Oh, they chant your name.
You're the women chanting your name.
You can pause it. You can stop it.
You're the
stop
women
it.
chanting your name. Oh man, that is just fucking great.
And Dave Yates is on the panel. Fun guy. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that was a
Buy
good.
his hot sauce.
Yeah,
That was fucking great. That was just fucking awesome.
That's
And Bob
fun.
Bob is
Yeah.
so easy to womp on. I mean, he's a lovable rat king. And so you know, when you meet somebody who looks like they live in the street, and I believe at one point did.
yeah. Bob Keane was homeless for
Yes.
a few months.
Yeah. And you know, and now he's been adopted by the ASPCA. So you know, he found a home. It's nice. He's got a forever.
It's a rescue.
We're proud of
he's a
him.
rescue. Yeah. But no, it was when you came in and we're like, oh, we're getting Leah from LA, and we heard great things.
Yeah.
And you totally exceeded like every expectation.
Oh,
Every expectation.
thank you.
I was
That's
like,
nice.
that's fucking banger,
Yeah.
dude. And we want more of that. We want more people from like different parts of the league and everything like that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
You know. So
I think-
we have that Chicago chip on our shoulder of not being New York, LA. So we're always like,
Yeah, I wondered about that.
We're the Midwest.
We're the Midwest. We're not a flyover town. No, sirree.
We got the bean.
We got the bean and we got pizza and then we got other pizza and then you want a gun? We got 'em all around. You just want a gun? We got guns.
We got guns.
We got guns.
Yeah, no, it's a problem.
We got weather.
Yeah, but not the good weather. I hate the wintertime. I'll
No,
be
it's
that guy.
currently
No, it's fucking
London
awful.
Jack the Ripper weather outside while we're taping this.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. I
Yeah.
have no idea what's around here.
No,
you can't
it's a
even see the
fog.
skyline.
It's a
That's the creepiest
Yeah.
thing when you can't see a skyline and you know what city is there.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
fog's that dense right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in
Yeah.
Stephen King's The Mist while we're recording this podcast. So doing roast battles now, you say it's different. You have more fun than you did in LA.
Way more fun than I did in LA. And
Why,
again,
why is that?
I mean, it's kind of why I left what I did. I mean, part of why I left doing comedy there was I put a lot of pressure on myself to be what I thought, what I'd moved there to be, right? So
Yeah.
I made everything I made everything not fun for me. I made comedy not fun for me. I didn't even know
Yeah.
if I wanted to do stand-up anymore when I moved here. And, I did it before the pandemic, and then the pandemic
Yeah.
hit, and then I didn't do it again until here. I did an open mic, and I want to say like March of this year was the first
Wow,
time I
okay.
got back on stage. So, so
2 year, 3 year gap.
yeah, 2-year gap, I think.
Yeah, 2 year.
2-year gap.
Did
And
it
I
feel
was-
weird? Did you get drunk before you did that
No.
first open
Yeah,
mic?
shots of Jaeger,
No, it
just
did
like
feel-
the
it
first
felt-
time.
I did feel rusty.
Feels like the first
Right.
time.
I wondered if it would.
That's
but
your
then I still
walk up
felt-
music.
No, I was mad. I,
Feels like the very first.
It's like a movie. They're
everyone's
like,
like, who the fuck is this?
everyone's just like, who is she? There's a fog machine
Nobody
as you
cared
walk
at
on
all.
stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's that girl?
Right?
Who's that new it girl on the scene?
Oh, I think that's what I imagined. But in reality, I'm just like another asshole at an open
Bob
mic,
Keen's
you know,
hosting
because-
it. He's like, eh.
Hey,
Yeah, he was-
everybody.
yeah.
All right.
Was he actually the host?
No, I saw him
That's so
at.
funny.
Yeah,
Make sure
yes.
to keep your racial slurs.
I saw him. I saw this motherfucker. I saw him at. I was judging the roast battle finals
Okay,
for
yeah.
your champ.
Yes.
That was the
And-
first time you did a show with us, right? You did this
Yeah,
roast with us.
yeah, and that was so
Yeah.
fun. And Bob was on the show,
Mm-hmm.
and he saw me, and he remembered me from LA, and so we talked. We were like, "Oh, hey,"
Yeah.
we had and he said, "You should come to my open mic. I'll put you on early, whatever." He totally
Yeah.
didn't put me on early. I totally
What?
said- yeah, but that was
Wow.
the first open mic I did.
These
it was
open
still
mic
fun,
hosts.
but he didn't
Drunk
follow
with
through
power.
with it. Yeah.
By the time this airs, we would have already done the roast of Bob Keen.
Yeah.
So that's coming up because why not? It's easy. It's a pile
Yeah.
on. So we're looking forward to that. We'll get some footage of it out at some point. Roast battle though, you got some goals here. You got some targets. You got
Who do
some
you want to
people
roast next? Who do you want to roast next?
You going for that number one spot?
Or what kind of person do
wanna-
you want to roast next?
Well, I like to roast dudes mostly.
Okay.
Not that no disrespect to women.
You're a
we know
feminist.
this, Matt. The algorithm likes seeing men humbled by women. Based on
Yeah,
the
I
algorithm
mean,
of people
And
watching
it's
our
more
stuff.
fun.
like
I
it.
mean,
Wow.
not the. It's fun. A good woman roaster is like. There's nothing better, honestly. Like the
Amen.
best roasters, I think, are
Yeah.
women. I mean, you guys
I
have
think so too.
your best roasters. are
Our
women.
reigning champions are women.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
3 out of our 4 finalists in the tournament were women roasters. So
Yeah, and every
yeah.
time I've roasted a woman, I've been very, very particular about who it is, and I wanted it to be someone like.
Really?
And we've always had a really great roast.
What's your fear with it? Is it like it's gonna get too like personal or like it's gonna go?
No, I
mean?
just love to like if I'm gonna
You would rather
be
roast a
mean to
guy?
someone, I'd rather be just some fucking
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, I get it,
And
I
not
get
that, not that you can't be mean to women. Like we can take it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not out of disrespect.
No,
It's
absolutely,
Just like
absolutely.
you just feel like it's so much easier to let loose on a dude, and then
I get it.
And then when 2 women roast battle, is that thing where they're like, oh, it's like a cat fight. They must
Yeah.
hate each other, and you're like, what's the fucking difference?
We want to make that noise, but we were told not. We can't press the round cat button before the women.
You
do
have
that.
a round cat
We-
fight?
We wanted
might.
to, but we
We're-
were told it would set a bad tone.
No, not
Why don't
necessarily
you just
that.
hire the cast of cats to
Yeah,
come
dude,
in
come
and
on, sing memories
we,
Yeah.
we
Do
are
women
in
come out
talks
there?
of getting a soundboard and having a because we don't have the wave right
in
in LA.
talks with a Craigslist dude?
Yes. No, but we're in talks with Justin, our beautiful producer. By the way. I've yet to give him a shout out, and he's talked like 3 times. But Justin, we're in talks of getting a soundboard and having our old sound guy. We kind of replaced him with Justin. But instead of him running the sound,
Mr. Ethan.
The
We
audio
call him
board
Mr.
in the
Ethan
back.
because he's a teacher.
Ethan, yeah, his episode should be out soon or be out by now.
He
But
wanted to show up in a costume. So
He did an
that was-
episode in a costume. He did a podcast episode dressed as like a pirate for
and
no
this,
reason.
this is not
For no
Halloween.
reason? Okay.
This was November.
Just no reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody mention it?
Yeah, we made fun
Oh
of it
no,
the
we
whole
brought
time.
it up.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
brought it up.
It
But-
kind of would have been cool if you did.
But we want to give him like a soundboard since we don't have a wave or like a group of people that are willing
wanna
to
give
do
him a
that.
soundboard?
We just have like a soundboard.
Oh, give him a soundboard. Give the
a
guy a
little-
soundboard.
A little something silly, you know?
Yeah, just a little
A
something.
little, a little goof to take the edge off, you know?
Give him a little goof in the corner. Give him a little goof.
A little goof and a gaff, a little tee-hee every now and again, you know? A oh, waka waka. Fozzie Bear. It's just, you know, the quintessentials, the sounds that we're looking for. The thing that the show is lacking, quite frankly.
Is ridiculous noises.
Yeah, a lot of the comments on YouTube is lack of sound effects is unnerving.
Where are the whoopee cushions? You know,
Oh, yeah.
people want to hear
well,
that.
there
That
was
would be
a
so
DJ
funny.
in the LA room, and he did come up with some pretty
Yes.
awesome shit. So
Yes, we want to do that.
Marketing idea.
Yeah,
Whoopee
let's
cushions.
wrap up this episode here if that's cool with everyone. Leah, where can we find you on social media, or where do you have any projects you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm Leah Kayajay on Instagram. Twitter, I never tweet. I don't know why you would follow me
Don't
there.
follow her there.
Yeah, I'm working on getting a TikTok, so maybe one day follow me there.
Maybe.
I do have a podcast called What's Your Beef? You should check it out.
It's about what's about.
It's about petty beefs that people have. It sounds like
Whoa.
it's three women. It sounds like three women complaining, but I hear that it's really funny and it's not.
Wow.
bad at all.
So-
What's
So
your
you should
beef?
check
Do
it
most of the
out.
episodes start like this? So did you hear what?
No, we're
so-and-so
exactly not
Sexist.
that. You should
I
give
know, I'm
it a
teasing,
listen.
I'm teasing.
Wow.
Give it a listen.
Kevin, you're sexist. What's your social media now? Kevin, the elder statesman. I fitted in at the end.
Oh, I understand. I'm on the MySpace because that's what I know. 'Cause that's what the old people are on. I got a top 8. You want to be in it? Reach out to me.
I'm on Twitter. You can find me at Kev Kellum. On the Instagram at Kev Kellum6. Sports Key to Wrestling. That's my main job. I talk about wrestling stuff. So all the WrestleMania stuff is coming up, and it's gonna be pretty sweet. And I'm gonna be in LA WrestleMania week, which will be kind of crazy.
Tell it I say hi.
Yeah, that'll be pretty sweet. Maybe I'll go and stand in line at the Comedy Store and just get a look at the signatures, and I'll
Notice
go into
mine not
I'll
there.
go into the women's room just to find yours
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
And you'll be
I
escorted out.
I need to take a picture for a friend. I'm supposed to be in here.
It's a killer bit. Get to see the pod. It's a good one.
But no, check out Sports Key to Wrestling, all the different apps, YouTube, podcasts, all that good
Sweet.
stuff.
And then I'm at Matt Banwart, MattBanwart. And also, I think we're doing shows in Janesville, Wisconsin. By the time this comes out, we're doing shows at the Comedy Cabin in Janesville, Wisconsin. By the time this episode airs, it'll be on their website. Tickets for that, if you know anyone in Wisconsin or Janesville or Madison, that's a nearby city, I believe, or Milwaukee.
We got that big giant tournament coming up as well. So
Yes,
maybe
we'll be
you're
doing
catching
that. And this will be, the tournament's going to be coming out. We have a lot of big stuff coming there. And that's our show. And our
First and
producers,
third
Justin Smith.
Thursday. Can't forget the regular
Yeah.
show, first and third Thursday every month at the Lincoln Lodge.
All
Get
right.
your tickets. If you haven't gotten them, get them.
That's it.
That's
Bye. Tell your mothers we love them.
Bye.